The bane of all pre-adult existence. That's right, the good old student loans. Welcome back to Soul Quest. Today, we're going to talk about how the heck do we pay our loans when we are living or working in China. Alright, welcome back adventurers. For new viewers out there, my name is Soul Quest. I've been living and working in China for about like 6 years so far. As you can see here, I got myself a new helmet so I can hide my shining, balding head. Because of all the cortisol level I exude, I lost probably like 10% of my hairline on the front part of my head. So I don't want that to happen to you. This is why I make these type of videos, so that way new expat coming to China will come in, relax, low cortisol level, and know what to expect when it comes to the work life in China. The quick answer is it's gonna be a bit tough for us to actually pay for our student loan while we're living and working in China, just because sometimes it does require an American or a Western bank account. Yes, sometimes you can actually use your Chinese bank account, but the thing is with these like student loan back in the States, I don't know how it's like in your country, they do pass it from one company to another, and sometimes their website are a bit janky. As for me back then, I had to pay with FAFSA. I don't know what is it right now, but at that time, they don't accept Chinese bank accounts. So I had to actually use my parents' bank account to pay for my student loan while I was living and working in China. And it was quite hefty. Not only that, I have to pay for the transaction fee, but also the mental fee as well, because I have to wait for the daytime for them, nighttime, etc. like that. And sometimes there are problems with the whole website. Oh my God, it was hella stressful. But I don't want that to happen to you. If you'd like to know more about the easiest way to actually pay for your student loan while you're living and working in China, continue on to the video. Now, before we start on our grand adventure on paying our student loan, there are a couple of things that you do need to have before starting this journey. First one is a non-Chinese and a Chinese bank account. That is a must. Of course, that's when your money is gonna go out or into. The second one is a fully functioning WeChat or either Alipay. Either of those two, it'll be all right. The main reason why is because we're gonna be transferring some of the other money using WeChat or either Alipay. And the third one is a Zelle account or either a PayPal. I recommend Zelle because it is a bit quicker and is more popular nowadays than PayPal. And for the last one, this is not sponsored at all. Hell, I wish I was sponsored by them so I don't have to pay whenever I want to transfer money. And that is Swapsy. Heck, I wish I was sponsored by them, but the way I see it, it's more like a peer-to-peer website where it's hosted by Swapsy. Now, of course, you can exchange your money in a money exchange or either you can wire it out. But the thing is, it costs a lot of money in case if you want to wire out like a huge sum of money. And even if you want to wire out like little by little, it still adds up and it's not really worth the price. But Swapsy, on the other hand, I think the price is a bit reasonable. There are other websites like Swapsy, but in my opinion, Swapsy is the easiest one to use comparison to any other website. So this is the reason why I'm recommending this for you guys. But the only downside to this is that you kind of have to get a bit lucky in Swapsy, because in my case, back then I only needed $600 per month to pay off for my student loan. And sometimes $600 is a bit niche position. Either someone wants to change like $100 or straight up $1,000. So sometimes I have to exchange a bit more, either a bit less to get my target goal. All right, I don't really want to bog y'all down with all the details, but the main reason why I recommend Swapsy is just because it's easy to use. Although the sign up process was a bit pain in the butt because you do have to connect all your bank account and show a proof, etc. like that. But after that, it's just all easy pickings. And you can get your money in about like 5 up to 6 business days, or sometimes less than that. So in just some lucky cases, I got it like the next hour. Depends on the person who you are exchanging with. And in case the person didn't exchange the money in within a lot of time, Swapsy can always guarantee $300 in return. So I mean, if it were me, I'd be safe and always exchange like approximately $300. I mean, if you really want to go full on, then that's all up to you. But the guarantee from my experience was 300 buckaroonies. I had one case where actually someone didn't send me the money back. But at the end, Swapsy guaranteed that $300 back. It was like $160 and put it in my account. But one thing I do like is the customer support service. They do reply pretty quick within the hour. So that's all great and nice because I mean, going through a phone call while you're in China to like a Western company, ooh, that is tough. Now, before I tell you every other way to pay for your student loan, let me tell you my way, how I pay for my student loan back then when I had one. Now, the way it works is that, of course, I had my American bank account and also Chinese bank account. As for the American bank account, it was under my mom's name. So all I have to do is transfer my money to my mom's bank account so she can pay for my student loan. Now, the first thing I do is that 1 week before my student loan is due, I would try to go hunting in Swapsy, because my main goal was to find someone that will exchange $600 for 1,000 something RMB. I forgot what the exchange rate is, but basically trying to exchange my money. The main reason why I started out early, just because in case if the money doesn't go through, I'm able to find another way to kind of get that money, or either send a ticket in case if the person doesn't actually send the money to me. Now, let's just say I did find someone that is willing to exchange money for me. What will I do? Now, the first thing is that you get your Alipay or either WeChat ready and scan the QR code and pay the allotted amount of money to that one person. Basically, the money goes straight to their account. And once that happens, they also have to do the same thing to you. But you do have to show proof of payment. So that means you have to screenshot it and show it to Swapsy to see whether you paid that money or not. And they will enforce that person to pay the money back to you. It's as simple as that. Of course, you can exchange the money for free. I don't know what the exact amount of per dollar exchange is, but it is way less than a wire transfer from the bank. So I would say it's definitely worth it to use Swapsy to exchange your money to pay for your student loans. Now, enough with my way. Let's talk about other ways on how to pay for your student loan without using Swapsy. The first one is asking your company to directly put their salary to your American bank account. Now, in my opinion, this right here is the toughest way to actually live your life in China, but it does happen. I heard of some people that actually ask the company to straight up put their money straight up to their bank account in America rather than having it in the Chinese bank account. For the second way, or for some of the people that don't have an American bank account, or someone dumb like me that closed out their American bank account because he doesn't have enough money to actually keep the bank alive. Because back in the States, if you do have around somewhat less than 300 buckaroonies in your bank account, the bank would charge you $15 per month. Kind of sucks, but that's the main reason why I closed out my bank account. So what you can actually do in this position is use Swapsy or either use any other money currency exchange services to transfer your money straight up to PayPal or any other online banking account. Or they're not really considered banking account because that's part of their contract, but I guess the way it works is somewhat similar. It is not guaranteed in my opinion, because sometimes things happen in the online world and they would close out anytime. So you're kind of risking your livelihood out here, but it is a good second choice in case if you don't have a Western bank account to pay for Western amenities, such as paying for a student loan or either some other apps that are in the Western country. But yeah, the gist of it, open an online banking account where you can transfer your RMB into US dollar, and you can pay for any Western amenities using that online banking account. And the last way, and the most effective way, second to what my method was, is rely on your friends or either family. Now, the best way, in my opinion, to do this is that you exchange your Chinese RMB into dollar every month. And in case if your friends or family do visit you in China, or either you go back home, you send that water cash to them and they can put it in their bank. So that way they can automatically pay for a student loan when it's on time. And once a year you can do this, and that way you don't have to do any transfer fee or either online credit fee, etc. like that. It is actually the most cost-efficient way to do this. But of course, the downside is there might be a risk that you're not able to go back home or your family to visit you in China, which happens all the time because of many global events. And as for the recent one, is the plane ticket. The plane tickets are god dang expensive nowadays, but luckily it is going down now. So yeah, I mean, prepare enough for 2 years, I would say. I mean, that's gonna be a bit tough for a lot of first-year expat, but hey, that's the downside of having student loan when you're working outside of the States. But hey, I would recommend to do it my way so you don't really have to rely on anyone, and only for yourself, because you never know what's gonna happen. There's always global events going on out here. Man, it is risky if you want to rely on other out here. So try to rely on yourself whenever you can, because this is the best way to go whenever you're trying to live your life out here in China. Now, in conclusion, to pay your student loan back in the States or wherever you're from, you do need one Chinese and non-Chinese bank account, Alipay or WeChat that is fully verified and you're able to transfer money out. And the last one is, of course, Swapsy. Now, it does take a bit of a time to actually sign up, especially as someone that is non-tech savvy as me. or either lazy as me. But once you get that signed up, everything's all easy peasy and you can just like pay your student loan anytime you want if there's any offer from the websites. Or either you can rely on your family and pay for a student loan through your family. It's not really that stable, but it does work and you don't really have to pay too much money on like store credits or either wire transfer, which is the safest way. But this does require a lot of restraint because you do have to save your money and hold it in cash to give it to your family back in the States or back for where you come from. In general, a lot of people here have student loans and it does happen. We have to pay it every month. It is a pain to pay for your student loan, but it doesn't have to. All you got to do is sign up for a couple of apps and you should be okay. And yeah, that's about it with the whole student loans. Try to rely on yourself when it comes to any kind of payment system, because if you rely on other, you're not really sure whether if there's any global events for stopping them from helping you or either you from getting outside China. And the last part to this is that I don't know how it is back in your country, but back in the States, they like to pass the student loan from one company to another, and some company have this like nasty way of doing their website, and sometimes you can't really use your Chinese bank account, but hopefully in the future, they're able to accept Chinese bank account without any huge fee. Now, I think that's all about it with the whole student loan and how to pay it from China. And if you have any other question or either concern, comment down below. I would love to know. But I have one question for you before I end this video. How exactly do you pay for your student loan from where you are living right now? Is it hard? Is it tough? Or you just don't pay for your student loan at all? I heard British people don't have to pay for the student loan if they don't live in their country. That's crazy. But I don't know if that's true or not, but I am hella jealous as an American. But yeah, I think that's all about it with student loans. Until next time, SoloQuest logging out. Peace.